Well, we're moving on.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football.
What's up, Ken folk? We back here with another episode of Bubba and the Old Man. What we're on here today to talk about is Eric Kiesau, I think is how you say his name. He's the new wide receivers coach.
I just have a question here. Why didn't we hire him as a wide receiver coach to begin with?
I don't know. I think we hired Cornelius Williams or C. Will or whatever other nicknames he had because of the recruiting ties to the state and the South.
Yeah.
But if you're going to fire him 4 games in, which I know nobody can see the future, recruiting ties really don't freaking matter. But I think Kiesau has a strong resume. I know he's coached some big time players such as Keenan Allen, Deshaun Jackson, Marvin Jones, John Hightower, just to name a few from me. He's all into the numbers.
There's just so many guys that have made, and I didn't include all guys. This is mainly guys that actually had decent NFL careers. He also, Kason Williams was in the NFL for 3 years. Jade Mickens still in the NFL is a return guy. So it's just the way he's been able to just.
I think I saw somewhere it was
Cedric Jackson.
Yeah, Jonathan Ross, John Ross might have been one of them he coached. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But just a lot of receivers he's coached have went on to the NFL, and I know there's not too many people out there that don't know who Keenan Allen is.
Yeah.
There's not too many people out there that don't know who Deshaun Jackson is.
I don't think there's anybody that knows football in even the slightest bit that doesn't know who Deshaun Jackson is.
Yeah, I mean he was a dynamic player, much less receiver.
And just to let y'all know, he only coached him his freshman year, but that freshman year he had the most receiving yards on the team.
That was his best year, wasn't it?
No. He had many better years. The next 2 years were better, but he led the team in receiving that year.
Okay.
Yeah. That wasn't a great passing year for Cal out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he took Keenan Allen from a athlete playing both sides of the football.
Mainly safety.
I want to put this in here because there's a little dig at the Alabama fans. Keenan Allen was committed to Alabama.
As a safety, yeah.
He was going to Alabama. Alabama would not offer his brother, who was coming out of JUCO, a scholarship. He went to Cal because Cal was the only school that offered a scholarship to his brother. Mm-hmm. So he went from Virginia, where he was, I assume, born and raised.
Yep.
At least playing high school football, to Cal. And what was it? He was a second-round pick?
Third, I believe.
Third-round pick?
I thought I had put that on here. I don't know why the hell I didn't put that on here. Yeah, he's a
third-round pick.
But the year that he coached Keenan was his biggest year. 1,300 receiving yards that season. And 6 touchdowns, 98 catches.
Nobody really watched Cal. On my research, his brother was not a very good quarterback. He better be glad that his brother is probably a Hall of Famer when his career is said and done, or else he wouldn't have played quarterback.
Yeah, and Marvin Jones has just been one of those guys in the NFL who's just consistently a very good receiver.
Yeah.
A big body receiver. He's bailed Trevor Lawrence's ass out so many times this year. Otherwise, Trevor Lawrence would be getting the Ryan Leaf type look. You know?
Yeah, I liken Marvin Jones to when Julio was drafted to Atlanta. Who was on the other side? He played at UAB.
Roddy White.
Yeah, Roddy White.
That man was a monster.
He's just a consistent receiver. Year in, year out, very few drops.
Outside of his first couple years, I watched the Flimlo Rats video about that. He struggled in the beginning. But, yeah, he was just one of those guys, kind of like Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
But then he's been 4 years as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
09, 10, Colorado, Washington 12, 13, Fresno 16, and Boise 2020, he was the full-time offensive coordinator. As a wide receivers coach, he was a wide receivers coach at Utah State in 2001, California 2002 to 2005, which was when he coached D-Jack, and 2011, which was, I believe, when he coached
Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan. And then at Colorado from 06 to 08, Kansas 2014, and in Boise from 17 to 19, he was wide receivers coach.
Yeah, that's where he coached Hightower, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Cedric and all those guys. So, he just seems like he would have been the no-doubt option here. He had ties with Harsin. He had coached with him from 17 to 19. He would have been a good option at offense coordinator, potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. So, I don't know why we brought him in as, what was it? It was so weird. It wasn't even like a real position.
Yeah, it was...
what was it, like offensive analyst or something?
Yeah, as an analyst.
Something like that. I don't know. Like, I get it. See, Will, I get what you meant about the South ties, but he was at Troy. You know?
Yeah. And his receivers at Troy had good seasons.
Yeah, they had pretty good years.
It's not like we're sitting here and we're going to bash Cornelius Williams.
I loved the hire at the time.
Yeah, what I want to say about it is he come in and he had to learn the offense too. Mm-hmm. In order to teach the offense, he had to learn it.
And it just seemed like our guys, first of all, no separation at all.
Yeah, and it
many times they were just off. The receivers just seemed off. Like, off with Bo. And when TJ got in, Javaris Johnson and all them. And the War Report brought up a very good point. He might not have been playing the best guys overall.
Right. I don't want to say that. I'm sure he was playing the best guys that he thought were best.
But it seemed like he went with seniority.
Well, and there's not any telling what's going on at practice.
Yeah.
You know, there was rumors that Kavion or Xavion or Elijah, one of them two were having difficulties learning the offense.
Stupid phone calls.
But, you know, and I wish nothing but the best for Cornelius Williams. I hope he goes on, has a great career, gets another job. I'm not going to sit here and say he can't coach.
Yeah. He's a really young guy, and it just seems like he got an SEC job immediately. And it seems like he was trying to play it safe with going with Shed as our oldest receiver, playing Kalen Newton. You can't tell me Xavion and Elijah Canyon aren't better than Kalen Newton. You can't tell me that the 84, the white guy, should have been starting against Alabama State. You can't, because obviously at the end of the game, TJ Finley came in and yes, he played well. Elijah Canyon was making NFL catches.
Yeah. That toe tap on the sideline.
And he had barely played at all. And he's obviously our most talented receiver.
Right.
He showed that in the bowl game last year. And it just seems like that was the issue. And
I'm not going to say he's obviously the most talented receiver. Like I said about TJ Finley and Bo Nix, I hadn't seen enough.
I've seen enough of Elijah Canyon. I saw his film in high school. He is the purest, has the highest chance, I believe, of making an NFL career for himself. It's just his size, and he is a very solid route runner, and he's a good athlete. And Xavion, I don't know a whole lot about Xavion, but they're like the same guy. So I'm sure he can do something. And
the biggest thing to me when I heard about this, the first thought was, I hate it for Cornelius Williams losing his job. Second thought was, how's this going to affect recruiting?
I don't know if this is going to have a huge impact on recruiting. We haven't had a whole lot. He's not just recruiting the receivers. He has, how recruiting works. You have your areas.
Yeah.
I don't know which guys he's the primary recruiter for right now. I don't know, to be honest, the guys that he's swayed in our way, but nobody's decommitted yet.
No.
I'm hoping we can keep all the guys that we have.
Right.
But, it seemed like maybe him and Harsin had a clash. Because you don't just see a guy in his first year get fired after 4 games for no reason.
Right.
Maybe Harsin had his hands too much in it and he wasn't letting him do his job. Or maybe Cornelius Williams said, let me do my damn job. And Harsin didn't let him.
Maybe.
There's no telling with this.
We don't know if Cornelius Williams had full autonomy to pick the guys that went out there that were starters.
And maybe that's why he went with Kiesau.
Yeah.
Because they have a rapport together.
I don't know if Harsin was like, you're going to play these guys, and, you know, Cornelius wanted to play another group, or if Cornelius was like, we're playing these guys, and Harsin was like, we need to give these a chance. Mm-hmm. You know, something happened behind the scenes that we will never know.
Yeah, we will never know exactly what happened unless Cornelius Williams comes out and talks about it. I'm happy for him. He's getting $600,000 over the next 2 years, regardless whether he gets another job or not.
Yeah, but nobody. I don't want to see anybody get fired.
I don't either. And obviously,
except for Gus.
It was a huge shock to me that it actually happened. Like, I never expected that.
No, I didn't. I knew something needed to change at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we roll out some other guys, or at least give guys like Canyon and Capers a chance in this game. Kobe Hudson has been by far the best receiver this season so far.
Yeah.
Even though he had that bad play in the Penn State game, which you can't completely put that on him.
Well, he can. He needs to hold on to the football.
He was trying to make a play, and I don't want to put that on him. And
don't hold the ball like a loaf of bread.
Yeah. And obviously the missed touchdown catch in the Georgia State game, it was a bad throw, but it was a bad catch attempt too. So I'm hoping that Kiesau, he started working with them immediately. I believe it was Sunday.
Yeah.
He went and he worked with them. I'm hoping that the morale of the wide receiver room doesn't just plummet because of this. But it seems like I'm still just as confident in our staff. I don't give a damn if we don't have an offensive analyst. I don't even know if that's the actual name of it. But it's something similar to that.
Yeah.
It could be recruiting help, for all I know. But
yeah, it could be head coach butt sniffer. I don't give a shit.
But Javaris Johnson has had highs and lows this year, to say the least. The dropped passes. Oh my God!
The receiver group as a whole has had highs and lows this year.
And now into the mushy thank you stuff. Thank you guys, 400. That's a huge number. 400 people is an incredibly large amount of people.
Yeah, I was super excited when we got 4.
Yeah, I think when we stopped doing NFL content before we did the Auburn content to begin with, we had 16.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot.
It was about 16, and people unsubscribed actually, and the majority of those people were family members. Get like 5 views a video.
Yeah.
But then we hit Auburn, and this has actually been much more interesting than the NFL stuff we were doing.
Yeah.
So just wanted to thank you guys for that. But
thank you a whole lot. This is not something I went into thinking, you know, I'm gonna do this for a job or anything. This was just something I thought me and my son could do together for fun.
Yeah, it was.
We're gonna talk, like I've said on here several times. We're gonna talk sports anyhow. So why not talk sports and let y'all into our world of talking sports?
It was actually like a split-second decision. We had never done Auburn content before. We walk up to the damn camera and we go on a rant about the Iron Bowl, and then freaking 1,000 people just showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then the next video, which was a video that initially hit like 300 or 400 views immediately, which was huge at the time, then hit upwards of 1,000 when Gus actually got fired. It was the top 3 coaching candidates.
Yeah.
And I mentioned in that video, I didn't know Brian Harsin's name, but I said I wanted the
Boise State.
Yeah, if there was a 4th option, I would have went with the coach at Boise State. And honestly, I should have put a 4th one on here, the coach at Boise State. But you said 3. These are the 3 I came up with.
Yeah. But I could have come up with like 130.
That clip just shows the old man's been a savage since day one. All right.
Yeah, you got anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't either. Kiesau, we support you. We hope you fix the wide receiver problems in a week, and we kick the shit out of LSU.
For the first time in eight trips.
So for the first time since like '99.
It was like
in Death Valley.
A commenter said it, and it's a memory. Like I remember seeing it. Like obviously not on TV, but I remember seeing the clips and everything. Was it Tubbs that smoked the cigar?
Yeah.
And it's like cursed us or something. But I think a lot of us losing there has to do with Gus just being a dumbass and blowing a 20-point lead.
Twice, back-to-back years.
Yeah. But
anyhow.
Or back-to-back trips.
Love you. War Damn Eagle. Road to 500 subs is on.
That's the next goal. War Eagle.
for them Eagles.
Selena, go!
Oh.
Stop!